The first session of the Galactic Council with Ethan present did not begin with arguments. It began with silence. Across hundreds of worlds, screens showed the same image, a human standing calmly between forces that once shaped empires. Ethan felt the weight of it, but he did not bend. He had stood in fire before. This was different, but the fear felt familiar. Princess Erin stood at his side, not behind him. That mattered. The oldest council voice spoke again. The bond is complete. Earth now has a voice. Ethan stepped forward. Then listen, he said, because I didn't come here to threaten anyone. Images appeared around him. Human cities, alien worlds, battlefields frozen in time. I've seen what happens when people are treated like tools, Ethan continued. I've seen children trapped in metal and fire while leaders argue. Some of the alien delegates shifted uncomfortably. I won't allow that anymore, he said. Not on Earth. Not anywhere. A sharp voice replied. And if your world refuses peace? Ethan did not hesitate. Then I will stand in front of them, too. That answer spread across the galaxy faster than any weapon ever could. On Earth, reactions were mixed. Some leaders praised Ethan. Others feared him. Protests continued, but something had changed. The alien ships did not move aggressively. They waited. For the first time, Earth was not alone at the table. Days passed. Tensions cooled. Trade routes reopened. Conflicts paused, not because they were solved, but because someone finally listened. Ethan worked constantly. He slept little. Every choice felt heavy, but each one saved lives. One evening, he stood with Erin on a quiet observation deck. They call you the returned human, she said softly. Ethan smiled faintly. I don't like titles. They need them, Erin replied. It helps them understand fear. He looked at her. What about you? She met his gaze. I'm no longer just a princess, she said. I'm a witness. Below them, Earth turned slowly in space. Blue and fragile. I died once for strangers, Ethan said. I never thought it would lead here. Erin nodded. Most great acts begin unnoticed. Then the alert came. A distant system had ignored the council. A war fleet was moving. Billions could die. The council looked to Ethan. He closed his eyes. Send me, he said. Erin stepped forward instantly. I go with him. The fleet arrived at the edge of the system to find something unexpected. One human ship. No weapons powered. No threats broadcast. Ethan's voice carried across space. Turn back, he said calmly. This war ends now. The enemy commander laughed at first. Then Erin appeared beside Ethan on every screen. Royal markings glowed. The debt of this human is owed by us, she said. Proceed, and you face the galaxy. Silence followed. The fleet retreated. No battle was fought. No lives were lost. When Ethan returned, the council stood as one. The choice is made, the ancient voice said. Humanity stands protected. Earth felt the change immediately. Borders softened. Aid arrived. Fear slowly faded. Ethan returned home weeks later. His house was still small. His street still quiet. But people no longer looked past him. Children waved. Neighbors nodded with respect. Ethan was still human. That mattered most. One night, he stood outside under the stars, Erin beside him. Do you regret it? She asked. No, Ethan said. I regret that it took dying for anyone to notice. Erin placed her hand over his. The galaxy noticed because you did not seek notice. Ethan looked up. I died once, he said. I won't waste the life I got back. Far above them, alien ships watched quietly, not as guards, but as witnesses. Witnesses to a truth now written into galactic history. Humanity was not feared because of strength. Humanity was respected because one man was willing to die and then live for everyone else. The chamber was silent after Ethan spoke. Thousands of alien minds were listening through the council network. Light shifted across massive screens, each one showing a different world, a different species. Some faces were calm. Others were afraid. Princess Erin stood beside Ethan, her posture straight, her presence steady. She did not speak. This was his moment. The first voice broke the silence. You claim you do not seek power, it said. Yet power surrounds you. Ethan looked at the floating symbols, the alien ships, the armed guards. Power found me, he replied. I didn't chase it. Another voice joined. Then refuse it. Step away from the bond. Let the princess return. Ethan turned to Aaron. For a moment, he saw not a royal figure, but the frightened child he had once carried from fire. I won't force you to stay, he said softly. If leaving protects your people, go. Aaron's eyes widened. She stepped forward. Do not mistake his mercy for weakness, she said firmly. I chose this bond freely. Breaking it would dishonor my people and your sacrifice. The council murmured. A third voice, deeper and older, spoke next. There's another path. The chamber lights dimmed. A symbol appeared, ancient and heavy with meaning. The human may serve as Earth's voice. Ethan frowned. What does that mean? It means the voice continued. You stand between your world and ours. You speak. You decide when words fail. You prevent war. The weight of it crushed down on him. I'm just one man, Ethan said. I make mistakes. Exactly, the voice replied. Machines do not feel loss. Kings crave control. You understand death. Human leaders watching the broadcast reacted instantly. Messages flooded in. Refuse. This is too dangerous. You will no longer be human. Ethan felt his chest tighten. 15 years ago, no one had cared if he lived or died. Now, the galaxy demanded a decision from him. He remembered the burning ship, the screams, the moment he chose to go back inside. He had been afraid then. He was afraid now. But fear had never stopped him before. If I accept, Ethan said slowly, will my planet be safe? A pause. Yes, the council answered. As long as you stand. Ethan turned to Aaron. And you? I will remain, she said. Not as a shield, as an equal. The word surprised him. Equal. Ethan took a breath. Then I accept, he said. Not to rule, not to threaten, but to make sure no world is abandoned the way those children were. The chamber erupted in light. A new bond formed, older than treaties, stronger than fear. At that same moment, something changed inside Ethan. The whisper of death that followed him grew quiet. Not gone, but balanced. Human leaders protested, but it was too late. Earth had a representative now, not chosen by power, chosen by sacrifice. Later, Ethan stood alone on a balcony overlooking space. Stars stretched endlessly before him. He felt smaller than ever and more responsible. Aaron joined him. You are afraid, she said. Yes, Ethan replied. That's how I know I did the right thing. She smiled. You saved us once with your body, she said. Now you save many with your voice. Ethan looked at his hands. They were steady. For the first time, he said, I don't feel like I'm running from death. Aaron followed his gaze. Because death respects you now. Far away, fleets shifted. Plans changed. Wars paused. The galaxy adjusted. Not because of weapons, but because one human who had died once chose to live for everyone else. Ethan sat alone in the medical chamber, staring at the slow pulse of light moving across the ceiling. It was not a human hospital. The walls were smooth and warm, and the air felt clean, almost alive. Outside the room, human doctors whispered with alien healers, their voices low and tense. Something was wrong with him. Not broken, but different. Princess Erin stood beside a tall alien healer whose skin shimmered like glass. Symbols floated around Ethan's body, scanning deeper than any machine on Earth ever could. The wound should not have healed this fast, a human doctor said nervously. It makes no sense. The alien healer tilted its head. It makes perfect sense, it replied. His death never completed. Ethan felt a chill. What does that mean? He asked. Erin turned to him slowly. Her face was calm, but her eyes carried weight. It means part of you stay behind, she said, in the place beyond life. The room fell silent. Ethan laughed weakly. That's not possible. You were clinically dead for 60 minutes, the alien healer said. No human returns from that unchanged. Images appeared in the air. Brain signals, energy paths, strange glowing lines inside Ethan's body. The healer pointed. Your body restarted, it said, but your essence did not fully return. Ethan remembered the moment his heart stopped. There had been no fear, no pain, only quiet, endless quiet. I remember, Watching, he whispered, like I was standing somewhere else. Aaron nodded. You crossed the threshold, she said. Few ever do. Fewer return. The human doctor stepped back, afraid. What is he now? One of them asked. The alien healer answered calmly. He is a bridge. Ethan's chest tightened. A bridge to what? To death, the healer said, and to life. Over the next days, the truth became impossible to ignore. Ethan no longer needed as much sleep. His pain faded. His senses sharpened. He could feel when someone lied. He could feel when danger approached, like a whisper under his skin. Once, during a test, an alarm failed to trigger. Ethan stood up suddenly. Someone is coming, he said. Seconds later, security rushed in. A breach had been detected exactly where Ethan pointed. Fear spread through the human teams. He's changing, someone whispered. Aaron heard everything. He is not becoming a weapon, she said firmly. He is becoming honest. One night, Ethan stood on a platform overlooking the alien ship. Stars filled the sky. He felt small and endless at the same time. I don't want to be this, he said quietly. Aaron joined him. You already are, she replied. Then tell me the full truth, Ethan said. No more hiding. Aaron took a long breath. Your death activated more than a debt, she said. It marked you. She explained that the galaxy had laws older than planets. One of them was never spoken lightly. When a being gives their life without fear, without demand, the universe takes notice. Such beings were called anchors. They stabilize chaos, Aaron said. They remind civilizations what sacrifice looks like. Ethan shook his head. I didn't choose that. You chose to go back in the fire, she said gently. Everything else followed. The alien council contacted them soon after. Their message was clear. Ethan's existence was now a matter of galactic interest. Some races feared him. Some worshipped the idea of him. Some wanted him removed before he became something greater. A meeting was called. Aaron stood beside Ethan as voices from across the galaxy filled the chamber. This human is unstable, one voice said. He carries death within him, said another. He is dangerous, a third warned. Ethan listened, silent. Finally, he spoke. I'm not here to rule, he said. I don't want power. I just want people to stop dying for nothing. The chamber went quiet. Aaron looked at him, pride shining in her eyes. The council did not answer right away. But one thing was clear. Ethan was no longer just a survivor. He was proof. Proof that a human could face death, walk away, and still choose mercy. And the galaxy was afraid. Not because he was strong, but because he was right. The city changed after the attack. Barricades went up. Armed vehicles filled the streets. News drones hovered day and night. Ethan was no longer allowed to walk outside alone. Wherever he went, soldiers followed. Wherever he stood, cameras watched. To the world, he was no longer just a man. He was a risk. Ethan felt it in the way people looked at him. Fear mixed with anger. Some called him a hero. Others called him a traitor. Online, his face was everywhere, surrounded by words like alien asset and galactic threat. Princess Aaron noticed it too. They are turning against you, she said one morning. I can feel it, Ethan replied. I always could. The government held an emergency meeting. Ethan was asked to attend. The room was large and cold, filled with screens showing maps of Earth and alien ships in orbit. A leader spoke first. This situation cannot continue, he said. One man protected by alien power destabilizes the planet. Ethan clenched his fists. I didn't ask for this. No, another leader said. But you accepted it. Before Ethan could reply, Aaron stepped forward. He accepted death, she said calmly. Not power. One general leaned forward. Princess, if your people truly respect us, you will release him. Aaron's eyes hardened. Release implies ownership, she said. He is free. Tension filled the room. That night, protests turned violent. A group broke through the outer fence of the compound. Smoke filled the air. Sirens screamed. Ethan was rushed through corridors as alarms flashed red. This is getting out of control, a guard shouted. Then the lights went out. In the darkness, Ethan felt it. A sharp warning inside his chest. Something was wrong. Stop, he said. Too late. A shot rang out. Ethan felt heat tear through his side. He fell to the floor, gasping. Blood spread across the cold tiles. The world slowed. Princess Erin screamed his name. Before anyone could reach him, the air itself seemed to freeze. The bullet stopped in midair. Erin stood over Ethan, glowing with pale blue light. Her calm was gone. Her voice echoed, deep and terrifying. Enough! The walls cracked. Weapons dropped from trembling hands. The attackers collapsed, unable to move. Erin knelt beside Ethan, pressing her hand to his wound. Light poured from her palm. The pain vanished. The blood reversed, pulling back into his body. Ethan coughed and breathed again. He looked up at her, shaken. "You said you wouldn't hurt anyone." "I did not," she said. "I ended the threat." The attackers were alive, frozen in fear. The alien ships above the city moved into formation. Their presence darkened the sky. A voice boomed from orbit. "This human is under royal protection." The message was broadcast worldwide. Governments panicked. Markets crashed. For the first time, Earth understood what it meant to anger the galaxy. Later, as calm returned, Ethan sat alone in a quiet room. His hands were steady, but his heart was not. "You could have destroyed them," he said softly. Erin stood near the door. "Yes. Why didn't you?" She looked at him. "Because you wouldn't forgive me." Ethan closed his eyes. "I don't want people hurt because of me." Erin stepped closer. "You were hurt because of them," she said gently. "Balance matters." Doctors examined Ethan again. The wound had vanished. Scans showed something new. His cells reacted to Erin's presence. Human scientists whispered in fear. That night, Ethan dreamed of standing between two worlds. One burned. One watched in silence. When he woke, he knew something had changed. Earth would never see him as just a man again. And the galaxy had just learned a dangerous truth. A human who had already died once was no longer easy to kill. Ethan did not sleep that night. After the aliens left the street and the soldiers pulled back, he was taken to a secure building. The room was clean, white, and silent. Guards stood outside the door, nervous and unsure how to act around him now. Princess Erin stood near the window, looking at the dark sky. She seemed calm, but Ethan could feel something heavy behind her silence. "You don't have to stay," Ethan said quietly. "You could go back to your ship." Erin turned to face him. "I will not," she replied. "I chose this." Ethan rubbed his face. "I don't understand why," he said. "You barely know me." "I know enough," she said. "I know you did not ask who we were. I know you did not stop when your body failed. I know you died so others could live." "That doesn't make me special," Ethan said. "Anyone could have done it." Erin shook her head slowly. "No," she said. "Many watched. Only one acted." The next morning, news spread across the world. Videos of the alien ship and the kneeling princess filled every screen. Some people called Ethan a hero. Others called him dangerous. Governments argued. Scientists demanded access to him. Protesters gathered outside the building. Ethan watched it all from a small screen. "I never wanted this," he said. Erin stood beside him. "Power does not wait for permission," she answered. "It finds those who earn it." Later that day, a group of human leaders entered the room. They spoke carefully, choosing every word. "This situation is unstable," one of them said. "An alien royal bonded to a human civilian changes everything." Ethan stood up slowly. His leg did not hurt as much today, and that scared him more than the pain ever did. "I didn't plan any of this," he said. "I just want a normal life." Erin stepped forward before anyone could answer. "There is no normal after sacrifice," she said calmly. "Only truth." One leader looked at her. "What exactly is this bond?" he asked. Erin raised her hand, and a soft light appeared between her fingers. Symbols moved through the air like living things. "This is not ownership," she said. "This is choice. I stand with him. I protect him. If he is harmed, my people will answer." The room went silent. Ethan felt his chest tighten. "What if I don't want you hurt because of me?" he asked her. Erin looked at him, surprised. Then she smiled, small and real. "That is why I chose you," she said. That night, Ethan dreamed again of the burning ship. But this time, he did not wake in fear. He saw the children clearly. He saw Erin's younger self, scared and crying. He felt the moment his heart stopped and the strange calm that followed. When he woke, Erin was sitting nearby. "You felt it," she said. "What?" Ethan asked. "The place beyond," she answered. "You touched it. That is why your life did not fully return." Ethan sat up. "Am I changed?" "Yes," Erin said honestly, "but not broken." Days passed. Tests were done, but the results confused human doctors. Ethan healed faster. His mind felt sharper. He could sense when Erin was near, even without seeing her. Outside, fear grew. Someone tried to poison his food. The moment Ethan touched the plate, Erin's eyes flashed. Time seemed to slow. She moved faster than thought, knocking the plate away. The poison burned through the floor. Guards fell to their knees in shock. Erin stood between Ethan and the world, her voice cold and clear. "Do not test this bond again." After that, the attack stopped. That evening, Ethan stood on the roof of the building, looking over the city lights. Erin joined him. "They're afraid of you," he said. "They should not be," she replied. "You are gentle." Ethan laughed softly. "The galaxy doesn't know that." Erin looked at him seriously. "The galaxy is watching now." Ethan felt it then, the weight of something larger than his own life. He had been forgotten once. Now, he was becoming something the universe could not ignore. Ethan did not understand why the alien princess was kneeling in front of him. His legs felt weak. Soldiers shouted, radios crackled, cameras pointed at his face, but none of it felt real. 15 years of silence had suddenly broken, and the truth was standing only a few steps away. Princess Erin slowly stood. Her movement was calm, controlled, and heavy with meaning. When she spoke again, her voice was softer, meant only for Ethan, but every word carried weight. "You saved more than lives," she said. "You saved a future." Ethan shook his head. "I was just trying to help," he replied. "I didn't know who you were." "That is why the dead is sacred," she answered. "You acted without reward." The soldiers watched nervously as the alien ship sent symbols into the air. Holograms formed above them. Images of the past appeared, burning metal, trapped alien children, and a human moving again and again into the fire. Ethan saw himself on the screen. Smaller, younger, stronger. The alien commander spoke now, his voice echoing across the street. "Human Ethan Cole entered our vessel 7 times. Each entry shortened his life. On the final entry, his life ended." Murmurs spread through the crowd. The commander continued, "By our law, death activates the life-dead oath." Erin turned toward the humans. "This law is older than our stars," she said. "When a being gives their life to protect royal blood, the debt does not fade with time." Ethan swallowed. "So why now?" he asked. "Why wait 15 years?" Erin looked at him, and for the first time, emotion showed in her eyes. "Because I was a child," she said. "I had no right to choose." She gestured toward the ship. "Now I do." The truth shocked everyone. The galaxy had watched Ethan suffer. They had seen his pain, his loneliness, his injuries. And still they waited, not out of cruelty, but out of law. Erin stepped closer to Ethan. "I chose payment," she said. "Not in gold, not in weapons, not in power." She placed her hand over her chest. "I chose myself." Gasps echoed among the soldiers. The alien commander nodded slowly. "Princess Erin has invoked the bonded guardian pact." Ethan frowned. "What does that mean?" Erin answered gently. "It means my life is tied to yours. I protect you. I stand with you. I answer harm to you as harm to the royal line." Ethan felt fear rise in his chest. "I don't want protection," he said. "I don't want trouble." Erin smiled sadly. "You already accepted it when you died for us." The military leaders argued in low voices. This was not part of any plan. A single human had become untouchable. One officer stepped forward. "This man is a civilian," he said. Earth did not agree to. Erin turned her head slowly. The air itself seemed to bend. "He is not claimed by Earth," she said. "He is claimed by honor." Silence fell. She looked back at Ethan. "You lived 15 years believing you were forgotten," she said. "You were not." Ethan felt anger now. "Then why let me suffer?" he asked. "Why let me limp, hurt alone?" Erin did not look away. Because dead is not erased by comfort, she said, only by truth. She lifted her hand, and a soft light passed over Ethan's body. For a moment, the pain in his leg faded. His breath came easier. Your body still carries death, she whispered. You crossed a line and returned. That is why we feared to interfere. Ethan stared at his hands. They felt different. Steady. The alien commander spoke again. The debt is now active. Any threat to Ethan Cole is a threat to us. Ships in the sky shifted position. The message was clear. Ethan, the forgotten man, was now protected by a power beyond Earth. And as Aaron stood beside him, the galaxy began to change because one human had died once and refused to stay forgotten. 15 years ago, no one knew his name. Ethan Cole was just another human trying to survive. He lived paycheck to paycheck, worked small rescue jobs, and slept in a tiny rented room. He had no family left, no future plans, and no dreams people would call important. He was invisible to the world. That night in the desert was supposed to be quiet. A strange object fell from the sky, burning like fire. The government sealed the area fast, but Ethan was already there. He was part of a local emergency team. No one told him it was an alien ship. No one warned him about the radiation or the heat inside. When Ethan reached the crash site, he heard screams. Not human screams. High, broken sounds filled with fear. Inside the burning metal, small alien figures were trapped. They were children. Their bodies were thin and glowing faintly, their skin cracked from heat. The air was toxic. Every second inside the ship was killing Ethan. Other rescuers pulled back. The heat was too strong. The alarm screamed for evacuation. Ethan did not listen. He went in once and carried a child out. He went in again and again. Each time, his vision blurred more. His lungs burned. His skin blistered under the suit. His heart pounded like it would explode. On the last trip, the ship began to collapse. A beam fell and crushed Ethan's leg. He still pushed a child out of the opening. Then the ship exploded. When the medics reached him, Ethan was not breathing. His heart had stopped. Doctors worked on him for minutes, then for longer, then for nearly an hour. 60 minutes passed. No heartbeat, no brain activity. Ethan Cole was declared dead. Then, suddenly his heart started again. Doctors called it a miracle. They never explained how a man could be dead for that long and return. The report was sealed. The crash was erased. The aliens vanished. The world forgot. Ethan survived, but not fully. His body was weak. His leg never healed right. He woke from nightmares where fire and screaming filled his head. No medals came. No thanks. No truce. People told him he was lucky. Ethan did not feel lucky. Years passed. Now, 15 years later, Ethan lived alone in a quiet town. He walked with pain. He worked simple jobs. People looked past him. To them, he was nothing special. That night, Ethan sat in his small kitchen, eating cold food in silence. Then the power went out. The air began to vibrate. Outside, the sky turned bright blue. Ethan stepped out of his house and froze. A massive alien ship hovered above his street. It was smooth, shining, and impossible. Military vehicles surrounded the area within minutes. Soldiers aimed weapons, shouting orders. Ethan stood in the middle of it all, confused and shaking. A deep voice echoed from the ship, calm but powerful. We have located him. Soldiers checked lists. Scanners locked onto Ethan. He raised his hand slowly. I didn't do anything, he said. The ship lowered closer. A beam of light touched the ground in front of him. The voice spoke again. 15 years ago, this human entered a dying ship. Ethan's heart began to race. He carried our children while his body failed. The soldiers went silent. He was dead for 60 human minutes. Ethan felt dizzy. Memories crashed back into his mind. Fire, pain, screams. The voice continued. According to our law, a life given must be repaid. The ship doors opened. A tall figure stepped forward, wrapped in royal armor, glowing with soft light. Her eyes were ancient and calm. Power surrounded her like a storm held back. She walked toward Ethan and stopped only inches away. Then, to the shock of every human watching, she lowered herself to one knee. I am Princess Erin, she said. I was one of the children you saved. Ethan could not speak. She lifted her head and looked directly at him. We did not forget. And in that moment, Ethan understood something terrifying. His death had never ended. It had only been waiting.